हेलो हेलो। या आई थिंक आई एम लाइव। 3 महीने बाद यार इस चैनल पे लाइव आ रहा है। दूसरे चैनल पे तो मैं काफ़ी ज़्यादा लाइव आ ही रहा था, बट ये दूसरे चैनल है जो मेरा योर प्रो पग्गी नाम से, थोड़ा खिलवा चैनल है, थोड़ी टाइम पास चैनल है। बट इट्स ऑल अबाउट द फिलोसॉफी आई लव सो मच. So I'm live again on this channel. Like, we were completing our book called the Karma Yoga, but due to some obstacles I couldn't able to do that. um, Maybe there are a lot of things that are happening in one's life, and uh, due to that effects, due to that workload, due to that other things, other obstacles, I just couldn't able to complete that series. But yeah, personally I just wanted to finish that book as early as possible, and I will just create a lot of content on this channel too, because the philosophy is the core thing that is come in my mind. And if someone is watching me after 1 or 2 years, like, and they know about my other channel too, they know that I just love to talk about philosophy a lot. Just main reason behind that is as easy as that. um i I just prefer to talk about philosophy. I just prefer to talk about the intellectual things that are not usual in India, that are not usual to talk in India. Um so like, in on my other channel too, I just had a lot of philosophical things on that channel, and that I just created that channel to not just talk about the philosophy or the psychology or the other impacts on the world, to more of like bagatelle things, like bullshit talks with my friends. But on this channel we just do a lot of philosophical shit. We just do a discussion on a lot of philosophical thoughts. So let me check, is my voice is audible or not. Yeah, it is audible. Like, my phone is also turned on my right hand side. So if any of the background sound just come, I am saying still sorry to that. And I just here today because I just want to react on the thing, which is I don't know why it is not on the mainstream social media, and I just don't know the reason behind that. Like, I was just watching a podcast related to the manifestation, and if you guys know about, sorry for the background music, about the Radhika Das. And Radhika Das, he is a Hindu, like, Hindu singer who just sing a lot of bhajans in Britain. He is belongs to Britain, and he is a disciple of Krishna Das. He is and Krishna Das is actually a disciple of Neem Karoli Baba. uh, I just found it on Google and on social media. So I don't know it is real or not, but I know that he is just a disciple of, not just it is he is disciple of Shri Krishna Das, and he is a legend. Krishna Das himself is a legend if you know about him. So I was just watching his podcast, and only 2 or 3K views was on that video, on that podcast with, I don't know who the girl that was, but the talk that they had on that podcast. I just watched the 15 minutes of podcast, then I decided to come and live on social media on my YouTube channel and just react on that podcast, because a lot of things also, I also have a lot of things on my mind about the manifestation, about the meditation, about the spirituality, about the psychology. As you know that this is a reader saga, and in reading, if you just watch a lot of quality podcasts, then you will just feel that your life has changed, because podcast makes a lot of better deeds in your life. So let me just search it and we will start. And while watching that podcast, we will just have a lot of conversation about the manifestation, about the spirituality, and about the detachment. Even when I just watching that podcast, I just thought that this is the exactly the thing that I just want to listen from one manifestation guru, that you just have to detach from everything and the universe will provide you the result of that detachment. And I was just suffering from detachment from karma yoga from last 1 to 2 years, and my 6 old life was also on the karma yoga book. And that whole book is all depends on the on the detachment, and how can a person can definitely detach from his life. So let's start. Let me just search it. Yeah, here it is. Oh no, that is not exactly what I want. Oh, okay, Krishnadas के साथ भी है इनका. Oh, I see. That's great. Okay, I got it. You can manifest it. Let me just switch on my
I do
screen.
get asked, is it
I
greedy to
think,
manifest? Or
I think that desktop sound is also away. Oh, हाँ ठीक है, चालू है ना. Desktop sound भी आ रहा होगा.
I feel greedy asking for more. I feel greedy, setting these intentions. Are you setting that intention because it feels aligned, it feels good in your soul, and it feels expansive?
Yeah. Okay. Everything is good. Let's go. Or I just watched 15 minutes of this podcast, so I think should we start it from starting? Yeah, let's start with starting.
Or is it because so and so on Instagram setting that goal? What is at the core of that intention? Is it pure? Is it because I generally want to experience that in this lifetime? And a great question I ask myself when I set my goals and intentions is how can this positively impact the collective as well?
Before we jump into this episode, I'd love to invite you to join this Candice spiritual community to hear more conversations that will help you become happier, healthier, and more healed. All I want you to do is click on that subscribe button because I love your support. I love seeing all the comments pouring through, all the love pouring through, and we're just getting started. I can't wait to go on this journey with you, whether you're a spiritual seeker or you're just curious about the topic. And we really hope that our conversations will provide you food for thought and inspiration for your own spiritual journey. So join us for honest, candid discussions about all things spirituality. Hello and welcome to another episode of For Soul's Sake, a conversation in which I bring to you the best in wellness. And we talk all things spirituality, all things interconnectedness, all things. Today we're talking about the law of attraction. Emma Mumford's joining us. I'll give you a little bit about Emma. She is known as the spiritual queen. I want to get into that. Spiritual queen, leading law of attraction expert in the UK, award-winning life coach, YouTuber, 3 times best-selling author, host of the #1 spirituality podcast on iTunes. I've got competition.
Like, dude, she knows a lot about the manifestation because the awards that she has, like, it describes a lot of things about her. That how much he earned, how much he earned in terms of knowledge, in terms of everything, in terms of wisdom. And when I see only 2.3k views are available, I think this is the quality content that is available on social media. Like, if this content just if this content is exclusive on YouTube, then the good quality audience will automatically come and attract towards like that. I was just scrolling my YouTube and I just saw that video and I started because I believe in Krishna Das and I am listening him to from last 2 to 3 years of my life. So I think watching him with the topic which I am just engaging towards myself, it's a great deed by the way for me. Let's start with the podcast.
Has helped hundreds of thousands manifest their lives over the last 8 years and has underwent a spiritual awakening in 2016 after a breakup and severe depression. Something to talk about there as well. Where do we want to start? Do we want to talk? Let's talk about spiritual queen.
Okay.
How did that come about?
It's a bit of a journey, but it definitely ties into, my whole journey, my story, like you were just saying there. So Spiritual Queen came about in 2016 when I had my spiritual awakening, but I was actually known as the UK's coupon queen at that time.
Coupon queen.
Coupon queen, so that's
Oh,
where it came
wow.
from. So I
Okay.
was doing some really cool things like presenting on This Morning and helping people save money and budget and get out of debt basically. So yeah, I lived a very different life prior to 2016. So really Spiritual Queen was kind of the natural evolution from Coupon Queen and from that kind of season of my life, so to speak. But although I moved away from money, although I sold that business in 2018 and obviously do what you see me doing today, I don't think money's ever left me. I think it's always something that I'm passionate about. And
It's in your karma.
yeah, definitely. What's in my numerology as well.
Wow.
People have
Okay, she's numerologist too.
told
Okay.
me multiple times. So I think it's really funny when I say to them, you realize I was a banker and then money saving queen and then obviously spiritual queen, and I help people manifest money now. So
Wow.
full circle.
Wow. And in terms of like when you talk about spirituality, like everyone's got their own definition of that, and I'd love to get your take on what is spirituality for you.
For me, I feel like spirituality is a connection. I feel like it has allowed me to connect back to myself. I feel like it's allowed me to heal myself on so
Like, um this is the exact thing that I just wanted a lot of people in India itself. Like, they think that the god and they are just different entities, but in Advaita Vedanta, the Vedanta philosophy says that you are not detached or you are not away from God. God is in yourself, God is in you, and you are God. Because the tattva, I think I don't know the exact meaning of tattva in English, but the tattva of Ishwar is in yourself too. Just just feel that presence in yourself, and you will just spiritually awake. Like, you just have a lot of you have just that consciousness where you understand what exactly is spirituality is, what exactly God is. Once you understand yourself, once you understand and understanding that the consciousness of God is within me, God is within me, and I am a part of the God, and I am a part of this whole universe, and universe is not different from me, and I am not different from universe, and God is in within me. Okay.
so many levels. And some people might not think that is spirituality, but for me, that really has been my journey. And I feel like
Like as she said, some people not think that spirituality, but this is the true spirituality in the sense of God, in the sense of understanding the God. Because once you understand that God is in within you, and you are not different from the God, you will just understand what exactly is the tattva of God is. Like भगवान का तत्व क्या है, अगर आप जान लोगे कि God is in within you.
spirituality has been such a healing space to be in and connect to, and just to find my truth and connect to what feels right for me. Because I feel like throughout my whole life I've felt quite lost. I've obviously gone through depression, anxiety, I've questioned my religion, I've questioned my faith. So I feel like spirituality has been that kind of freeing middle ground, I guess, of just finding myself and being like, actually, this is who I was meant to be. So I feel like spirituality has been freeing and healing.
Yeah. I mean, you put it so succinctly, but also it's interesting how everyone's definition is so different, and how, in one sense, we've moved from this word religion towards spirituality, and how, in one sense, like what you're describing is so similar to, yeah, religion of old, but nowadays we see it as so different. And one thing that I've always been interested in is how, when we talk about spirituality, and you mentioned connection and connection to self, and like when you look at religion, the word religion, it comes from the word religare or something like that. I can't remember exactly, but it literally means to reconnect, to bind, to be related to, connected to. And yeah, I just find the whole concept of like language to be intriguing and fascinating, because in one sense they're the same, but in another sense, if you said to anyone that you're religious, then immediately a wall goes up. And how language
Okay. Same thing goes in
has
India.
changed over time.
Yeah.
And I guess
Okay.
one thing I'm interested with your approach is, because you've been with media, you've been facing cameras quite a lot, you know how to convey a message, you're talking about manifestation. And I mean, have there been a lot of links with people who have left traditional religion to now be part of what is this new age spirituality? Have you seen that kind of link between that old definition?
I think the way Krishna Das is saying that new way of spirituality, I think this is already mentioned in our Advaita Vedanta philosophy, and healing yourself. I think this is I think this is the new way of philosophy, thinking of philosophy, of seeing to the new way of philosophy. Because philosophy, I mean, spirituality itself is a philosophy. So if you are following spirituality for healing yourself, it will definitely gonna heal you a lot. I personally feel myself, when I was a spiritual person, when I was in Krishna consciousness and all thing, I saw a lot of things in myself, the positive changes in myself, basically. And when I was in that spirituality, I was in consciousness for Krishna, for God. Like I am currently in the state where I just follow a lot of things, and I believe in everything. Like I just pick very good things from everything. And what exactly people are doing, they just pick negative things from every religion, and they just criticize that negative things. But what I think is, like, I just said this thing on my second channel too, that what exactly people are doing in the today's age, they are just picking the negative things from from the religion, from the different religions, and they just criticize them. What I'm saying is, just pick up the positive things from every religion and follow the positivity. Because if something is negative, it will definitely have some positives too. Like if we talk about religion, religion is more of positivity rather than negativity. But the negative mindset of people, they just attract towards the negative things, even in spirituality, even in spirituality too, even in I think religions, even in religions too. Just the basic reason behind that, they are just attracted to a negative things. Once you start looking for the positive things, you will definitely see a lot of result in yourself too. You just see positive things, you attract positive things, because all these things actually matters in one's life. So go and look for the positive things in every religion. Like a lot of people just criticize Khan, criticize Hinduism, criticize Advaita Vedanta. What I am doing is, I just pick up every positive things from every of the rituals in even in Hinduism too. Same goes with Christianity, Judaism, Islam. Like if there is negative in something, then positives are also present. So go for the positivity rather than negativity. Spread positivity.
This new, what's your take on all of that?
इंडियन लॉयर्स को ना आईआईटी आईआईएम के अलमनाई की तरह फॉरेन के करोड़ों के पैकेजेस नहीं मिल पाते. बट गेस व्हाट, कॉर्पोरेट लॉयर्स इन द यूएस अर्न अपवर्ड्स ऑफ $150,000 to $200,000 per year.
Yeah, they advertise, bro. Just go and watch Suits. You will understand what lawyers are doing in West and in USA. Go and watch it.
Yeah, I mean, in my experience
Vague
from
question,
Those
but
who
one
are
second.
saying like ad आया था इसलिए मैं कह रहा हूँ. Those who are saying that law field does not have money, bro, you don't know nothing. My brother, my older brother is in NLS Bangalore, and the hype for the NLS is so man. It's very good college, very great college. The problem behind that is the people, the society only knows about IITs, about IIMs. They just don't know about NLS and NLUs. Like, if a person is preparing for CLAT, NLSAT, they only then they know about the NLUs and what weightage NLUs maintain in this country. Only after that they will know. Like normal people, the normal society in the country don't know about the I think don't know about NLS, NLUs, and the great colleges. Anyways, let's go on the topic.
I'm opening it up.
I guess like from my community over the years, I've heard all
What
sorts. I've
was
heard
the
people,
question?
my experience
Vague
from
question, but one second. Old definition, this new. What's your take on all of that?
yeah, I mean, in my experience
Vague
from
question, but one second. I'm opening it up.
I guess like from my community over the years, I've heard all sorts. I've heard people saying that, even I remember one-to-one clients who have said to me, that, they were brought up a certain religion, they just didn't, it felt quite constrictive or quite controlling, or maybe it was kind of placed on them through family, etc., through societal conditioning. So I think people have wanted to kind of just find their own feet with it. And for me, I was kind of brought up Christian, not forced, but it was just something that was very kind of cultural here in the UK. And I kind of
Yeah,
thought,
I think this is all about spirituality, and they are talking about spirituality. And in India, I think a lot of people don't resonate with them because they are talking about West. And in India, I think we can just skip this part.
you don't even have to call yourself spiritual. Even with like manifestation, a lot of people probably wouldn't call themselves spiritual still. Or
I think here is the point that she connects spirituality with manifestation, and I love that point. Believe me, guys.
whatever you call it.
I don't know about her. I know about Radhika Das, but she has some knowledge. She has some wisdom. Like while she is talking, I just attract towards her way of talking. Like good. She has aura, definitely.
You don't even have to call yourself spiritual. Even with like manifestation, a lot of people probably wouldn't call themselves spiritual still. It's finding what works for you, and I think that's the beauty of it. That really, I think with all religions, but with spirituality as well, you can kind of see what fits, see what doesn't fit, and find what really resonates with your soul.
I love how you're speaking about it because I think we moved away from spirituality as being seen as this witchcraft, and it's now open. Like everyone has some part of their life that is quote unquote spiritual,
Okay.
and so I love how you're describing that. I want to talk about manifestation because I know you're big on it, and I know that a lot of people that follow you and are connected with you are learning from you how to manifest. I've not really had so much experience with it myself personally. I understand the concept briefly, and I understand how it kind of like in simple terms I can kind of somewhat understand it. But maybe you can give me a definition and what would be the first steps for someone that's looking to begin their journey of manifestation.
Yeah, so manifesting is like the biggest buzzword at the moment.
Yeah. Right everywhere.
So when I first started doing this back in 2016, I was kind of looked
Um, Actually, I also have a little tricks to manifest anything, but I'm working on it, and I think it is not correct time to reveal it. But yes, I am working on it, and if actually it works, I will definitely gonna make video on that. And let's see what she's saying.
that like, what are you talking about? What is
2016.
yeah, like
Wow.
what is manifestation? So it's really interesting to see how the conversations evolve so much, and how it's literally in like every TV show, every film, every book you read now. Even my partner
Every Instagram quote.
literally even my partner's like, I can't even go to work without hearing them talk about manifesting now. So it's really funny, but it just proves how powerful it is, and how people's mindsets are shifting and they're becoming more open to these things. But the law of attraction, simply put, is one of the
Like why should people have to open about it? Because it is the thing which is definitely present. Once who feel that actually manifestation happens, manifestation works, then it will definitely gonna open every fucking thing because it actually works. Um, and I don't consider it as a taboo. I don't know about West, but not in India. Yad bhavan tad bhavati, as easy as that.
seven energetic laws of the universe. So essentially, the notion that like attracts like. So what we put out into the universe is what we experience in our reality. Now, I always
Exactly, she's saying yad bhavan tad bhavati. What you मुझे हिंदी ट्रांसलेशन तो नहीं पता, but English translation भी नहीं पता. But what you think you become, because whenever you think, she will definitely gonna explain it. But let me explain it earlier. Whatever you think, it goes the signal towards the universe. The signals come out of your brain or maybe out of nowhere from your aura, and it spreads in universe, and universe responds according to your aura and according to your signals. Like if it is positive, and if your signals are positive, then the positive aura will create according to you, and the universe will definitely gonna create some positivity for you and provide the positive outcomes for you. And if the negative thoughts and negativity comes out of your aura, then universe definitely gonna put negativity and negative outcomes for you, not from you, for you, because you just provide the negative aura and the negative, like, I am not getting that exact word, maybe she used that, मतलब जो आप फैलाओगे जो आप करोगे वही आपको मिलेगा, as easy as that.
Always counteract that with a little caveat because I know what's coming next from people of, well, does that mean we attract bad things to us? And it's an absolutely fair question because I myself have asked
Okay, like I said कि अगर मैं if I just spread negative things, then negative will come, like what GC replied,
myself
like,
that so many
let's
times over the years. And I believe that energy trumps all. So, yes, our words, our thoughts, our energy create our reality, but energy trumps all. So, no, I do not believe that we attract bad things to us. I don't believe that we attract horrible things,
okay,
in any
okay,
sense or form. What I do believe in is soul contracts and our karma and our destiny and the things that we have come here to embody and learn on Earth School. But
2-in-1 सुना होगा, 3-in-1 भी सुना होगा, चलो 4-in-1 भी सुना होगा. Introducing the
यार सब मेरे पास पैसा आएगा ना, सबसे पहले YouTube का प्रीमियम खरीदूंगा यार रिएक्ट करने के लिए. Why the hell this shitty ads come out of, like, मैं पूरा घुस के एंगेज होके देख रहा हूँ और एकदम से पॉपअप हो रहा है.
equally, do
I
we
love
know
these terms. That's cool.
but
Soul
equally,
contracts.
yeah, but I think as well, do we know the answers for everything? No. So I don't
These terms. That's cool.
destiny and the things that we have come here to embody and learn on Earth School. But equally, do
I
we
love
know
these terms. That's cool.
but
Soul
equally,
contracts.
yeah, but I think as well,
Okay, that's cool. Good term.
do we know the answers to everything? No. So I don't say, what I'm saying here is absolute fact because we don't know. But for me, that's what feels the most true. So definitely we create our realities. We are the author of our life. So what we put out into the universe is what we attract through the divine mirror of life. So if you are, having a good
Divine mirror of life. She has good terminologies, by the way. Like, as I said, I just love the way she talks. If possible, I just meet her and I just want to have some tea with her and a conversation with her about the manifestation, my things about manifestation, her knowledge about the world, about the manifestation. I just want to talk face to face. Like, जब हम face to face मिलते, whenever we meet anyone face to face, we just have a different kind of aura. I can read her aura, she can read my aura, and like I just so fascinated about this whole thing. Like, if anyone has that wisdom, anyone has that knowledge about the manifestation, about the other things, I feel I feel they are too fortunate because they are not like the normal people, those who just feel negative, um, like negativity, never talk about positivity, never talk about spirituality, manifestation, about the good things, good deeds. Like, what the hell?
day and something happy happens or some good news, you might text a friend and then tell somebody else and tell somebody else, and then something else good happens. And at the end of the day, you think, God, it's just really been my lucky day. I love this. And on the flip side, we've all had those days where something annoying happens and we tell someone and then we tell somebody else. And
Okay,
then you get to the end of the day and you're
true.
just like, I am done. Like, so many annoying things have happened today. And this is the law of attraction in action. So where we're focusing our energy, where we're focusing our words, our thoughts, our attention is where
Negativity फैलाओगे, negativity मिलेगी,
that
exactly.
energy flows. So through the law of
Okay.
attraction or manifestation, as it's also
Yeah, energy was the word that I was searching for earlier.
and you can attract things like money, love, relationships, homes, career success, anything. And I think there's such a big focus on the materialistic side of things, but actually you can manifest feelings, emotions, healing. So there are no limits to what you can.
Okay, we can manifest feelings too. Like, if I don't have feelings for anyone, I can manifest that feelings too for someone. Um, like love feeling, like feeling of companionship, a lot of feelings, accountabilities. I think accountability is not a feeling.
Manifest. And in terms of where to start off simple. I've got my 5 steps that I share, which just break it down so easily
Okay,
for everybody.
I'm going to start taking notes in a second. All right.
But essentially, just get started. Look at your life, look at the different areas of your life. Use a life wheel if that will help as well.
A life wheel.
A life wheel, they're fantastic. So they're like, it's like a little pie chart
Yeah.
circle, and you literally
Section off different parts of your life.
yeah, and you literally just color in or mark down, a score out of 1 to 10 of how you feel in a certain area, and it's just a really good kind of check-in point to look
Yeah.
at where do I feel
Let me slow speak because that's British English. It's quite difficult for me to understand. Okay.
my relationships, where do I feel my purpose, and then good
What
color
you
in or
said?
mark down, a score out of 1 to 10 of how you
Okay,
feel
I
in a
got
certain
it.
area, and it's just a really good kind of check-in point to look
Yeah.
at where do I
Mm.
feel my relationships, where do I feel my purpose,
Okay.
and then you can look at, okay, well, what would make that area a 10, and then if you say, well, having more fun and seeing my friends would make my fun and recreation
Okay.
area a 10, then you would obviously set some goals around going out more with your friends, spending more time with them. So sometimes it's easier to look at what's not going right in our life or not feeling good to then evaluate, okay, what do I want to manifest and what would feel good and what can I shift to achieve your dream life.
I'm just trying to think now. What do I want? What do I want to be a 10 in my life?
Same goes with me. Like, while listening to her, I'm just imagining what exactly I want.
Okay, give me some areas. Give me some areas on that life wheel.
Okay, we've got
Like this is quite complex. Like Radhika Das also got confused about it.
relationship.
Okay. Yeah.
We've
Some areas. Give me some areas on that life wheel.
okay, we've got relationship.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
We've got spirituality,
Okay.
Okay.
money and finances,
Okay.
home life.
I will show you how to network with investors, merchant bankers, potential businesses which need funding, SMEs and startups which are in need of equity and debt funding.
Fun and recreation. God, you're testing me now. I look at this wheel most days.
I'm also helping people like build their own wheel right now.
They're all in my books. You
Okay.
can literally Google a life wheel
Wicked.
and it will all come up. But yeah, there's some really good areas to get started with. And I think as well, a big question I get from people is, I don't know what to manifest. I know I want to
It's
manifest.
quite overwhelming, isn't it? When
Yeah,
you think about
exactly. This is the thing. Whenever I ask anyone about the manifestation, they just talk shit about it. Like manifestation can become, can be able to convert me into billionaire. Like what the hell you are talking about, man? Go and read Think and Grow Rich. You read Think and Grow Rich, you will definitely see the result in yourself. Once you start reading it, तुम क्या देने? What exactly do you able to give universe in return? What you are manifesting for? Once you able to give something in return for the universe, then only you are able to manifest anything. अब तुम्हारे कर्म में तुम, if your karmas are not on the point to become you billionaire, then how can you be able to become billionaire? Once not only through manifestation you can earn a lot of money, you have to do your karma, and as a side thing you can manifest anything, but you have to, the basic thing is karma. And if you are not doing karma, like कोई मैगी बेच के सोच रहा है कि मैं बिलियनियर बन जाऊंगा मैगी, like I know about, I am not talking about the Nestle, they are billionaire itself, but कोई 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 सब्जी वाला सोच रहा है कि मैं सब्जी चला के मैं आई विल बी बिलियनियर, लाइक इट्स नॉट दैट इजी टास्क मैन. आप क्या दोगे रिटर्न में? वॉट एवर यू एबल टू गिव रिटर्न to the universe in the form of karma, then only you will able to manifest it, and it will definitely come to you once you start giving the karma, once you start giving the purpose to your life in the right direction. Direction is the most important thing in manifestation.
there's so many different things that if I can manifest anything and the sky was the limit, well, the heavens are the limit. If I could just, there's no limit, just keep manifesting unlimitedly, then here's a question. All right, here's a question. I heard this quote by Mahatma Gandhi: "There's enough for people's needs, but not enough for people's greed." And if we all had, oh, have you seen that Bruce? Is it Bruce Almighty?
I have, yes.
So you know in Bruce Almighty when like he's like in
No,
one
I
sense
don't
he's
know.
manifesting everything, but then as a consequence of his manifestation, there are other people that have to suffer. Have you, has that question ever been put to you? Like what about the greater good?
Quite good question, by the way. It's quite
Is
good
there enough for everybody to manifest unlimitedly?
Yeah, and it's such a good question because I think there is a lot of what I would say not so great teaching.
a lot of, like, the whole accent of British English is totally different from Indian English. We use our both lips, but look at her lips. She is only using her down lip while speaking.
In the law of attraction sphere, and I think
Yeah, look at-
privilege has definitely come up in
look at-
conversation over the years
look at
around
that.
privilege
Right.
and manifesting, and are we all starting?
reckon
And I
we'll
think
blame yourself.
privilege has definitely come up in conversation over the years
Okay.
around privilege
Right.
and manifesting, and are we all starting off in the same space? And no, we're not. Let's be real, we're not.
Yeah.
We're all starting from different places in life. So to say to like 8 billion people, you're all going to have the same results. You're all going to have the same. If you all put in the same amount of effort and energy, you're going to have exactly the same results. Is just wild. Because it's not true. So yeah, we all have limiting beliefs. We all have different fears, different traumas, different experiences, a whole different array of things in life. So of course, everybody's results are absolutely going to be different in what they experience. But yeah, I do get asked, is it greedy to manifest? Or I feel greedy asking for more. I feel greedy, setting these intentions. And I guess you have to look at it from a sense of, are you setting that intention because it feels aligned, it feels good in your soul, and it feels expansive? Or is it because so-and-so on Instagram setting that goal
Right.
and you're like,
Okay.
oh, I feel like I should aim
Comparison.
for that. Yeah. So I feel like definitely I've had to check in with myself over the years and be like, what is at the core of that intention? Is it pure? Is it because I generally want to
Okay.
experience that
Yeah.
in this lifetime? And a great question I ask myself when I set my goals and intentions is, how can this positively impact the collective as well? So how is me manifesting that relationship?
Bro, I'm still just confused in that. Like she said that if my intention matters in manifestation, but what about the intentions if intentions are not that positive? Will it work as the same as manifestation if my intentions are negative? Like if you are, like, I don't know what exactly is the positive and the negative intentions are. If man is trying to manifest anything, his intention will definitely gonna be good for him, for his family, for his society. Like not exactly for society, but for him, for and for his family.
relationship going to positively impact other people, or how is that money going to positively impact other people? And I think when we take manifestation to that next level by, expanding it and looking at the collective, like you say, it then becomes so much more, because it is so much more. And I think the law of attraction is great, but I think it feeds the ego a lot as well.
Okay.
And
Wow, good deed, good deed. Feeds the ego a lot.
for me, I found that the biggest piece that I found with obviously my work and manifesting personally is needing nothing attracts everything. So the quote you said is perfect.
Exactly. This is the thing that I just want to talk about.
Because
Needing nothing attracts everything.
is needing nothing attracts everything. So the quote
Needing nothing attracts everything. Like you are just, man, this line just like दिल जीत लिया यार. दिल जीतने को इंग्लिश में I don't know what exactly the term दिल जीतना in English is. Like दिल जीत लिया यार इस लाइन में. मजा आ गया सुन के भाई. Literally worth it. Worth watching 55 minutes. अभी तो 15 मिनट की देखिए, but we will definitely gonna react on all this podcast completely. Definitely. आज तो मुझे पता है, like today we just can't complete it totally, but we will, like 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, whatever it is, but we will gonna complete this podcast, because this podcast is something which can definitely change one's life, and it's only contains 2.3k views. A very very good podcast, very positive podcast. Just go and watch it, guys. और देखना है तो मेरे साथ भी देखो, but मेरे बीच में मैं काफी ज्यादा ज्ञान दूंगा बीच बीच में, और maybe that ज्ञान you will definitely love that too.
quote you said is perfect. Because
Needing nothing attracts everything. Wow.
Yeah,
It's like
he's also
detachment. If you're not
detachment,
attached to,
exactly.
wow.
You should absolutely stop trading in 2025, because you don't need to analyze any kind of patterns. You don't need to spend hours of your time in front of screen. And most important,
अरे भैया, हर कोई माइक लेके बैठा हो भाई, सब पॉडकास्ट कर रहे हैं. मैं करूंगा इस बारे में दूसरे चैनल पे बात. I will definitely gonna talk about this. भाई what the shit they are भाई. हर उसमें भाई इतना ऐड क्यों दे रहे हो कृष्णदास जी? प्लीज ऐड देना कम कर दीजिए. हमारे जैसे कुछ अच्छे लोग भी सुन रहे हैं जिनके पास अभी पैसा नहीं कि वो YouTube प्रीमियम खरीद सके. I just want to watch your podcast in total vibes.
Needing nothing attracts everything.
yeah, because when I've been there, I've got the t-shirt, I've done it all, because I've been there on my knees like, universe, why won't this manifest?
Right.
And how come other people manifest this and I can't?
Exactly.
And
These are the thoughts which actually comes to me too.
it is that detachment. So I think greed is such a great question, because obviously there is unlimited abundance and possibilities for everybody in the universe. The universe doesn't discriminate. The universe doesn't have favoritism, but essentially it's our blocks and limitations that create those more obstacles or hurdles.
Like I think universe is neutral. Universe is neutral. Whatever karma you just provide to the universe, it will definitely gonna respond according to your karma. Like मैं अब समझ रहा हूँ. I just मुझे mental clarity मिल रही है. I just getting that mental clarity. She told me there is no negativity in that. Like I think universe is neutral. Whatever you think, it will come to you, and it's all about the human consciousness. What exactly negative for him? Universe ने सिर्फ दे दिया, or it's all depends on the person, that how he digests that return of the karma given by the universe. I think this is what exactly she wants to say. Like maybe the perspective of her is totally different, but it's my perspective
But
from
we
her
can
talk,
still
by the way.
absolutely overcome that, and limitations that create those more obstacles or hurdles, but we can still absolutely overcome that. And I think it's acknowledging
Okay.
where you are on that journey and having compassion with that, but then also having the tools to move through that.
Like I think compassion, if she's saying compassion is also a feeling, and if I just try to manifest the compassion, feeling of compassion towards the manifestation, it also comes under the manifestation. Like ये तो वही बात हो गई कि मैं manifest कर रहा हूँ कि मैं अच्छे से manifest कर लूँ. Like it's create a paradox, I think.
and do what you really want to do in life. You don't have to be a millionaire. You don't have to do what everyone else is doing or manifesting. Like it's your journey, it's your desires.
Exactly. This is the thing I just want to listen. Do whatever your journey has been decided. वही करो जो तुम्हारी जर्नी में हो, जो तुम्हारे लिए लिखा हुआ हो. हर कोई बिलियनर तो बनेगा नहीं, लेकिन हर कोई सचिन तेंदुलकर भी नहीं बनेगा. हर कोई रतन टाटा तो बनेगा नहीं, लेकिन हर कोई लता मंगेशकर भी नहीं बनेगा ना. So this is all about the, like, your journey, your destiny. जो लिखा है होगा वही यार, at last.
So I think it's really important that people, honor their journey and what they want to do.
Taking stock of the facilities that you've got available to you, And I guess in my mind, I'm like, if I wanted to manifest something in one of those areas that you mentioned in the life wheel,
Mhm.
then I would start with the next step as opposed to the final. You're saying like, be realistic about it, take stock of what it is, and also I love how you said that piece about is this for the greater good of, is there an altruistic view on this, and also. Yeah, there's a lot of elements. It's not as straightforward as, okay, from today forward, I'm going to be a millionaire just for the sake of being a millionaire. It's not like, will that really make me happy?
Yeah.
Will that really be exactly what I need in this lifetime?
Good question.
And why?
And why?
What are you going to do with that money?
Yeah, it's a good question. Let's talk about when I heard law of attraction.
Exactly right. I think if 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 for example, if Sachin Tendulkar started manifesting that he is a billionaire and he is just in there's like he's just living like a billionaire, but his destiny was to become the god of cricket, and he's just manifesting towards the money, then he will definitely gonna like cry about it ki what life exactly I am living in. For example, I am just taking instance hypothetical situation कि मैं कैसी जिंदगी जी रहा हूँ, like why I am here, I just want to play cricket. अगर इतना पैसा नहीं भी होता, I just don't have that money, I can live my life good if if I were a cricketer. Like अगर मैं cricketer होता, I'm just taking a hypothetical situation, if Sachin Tendulkar were billionaire, or if Sachin Tendulkar is billionaire, so if Sachin Tendulkar were manifestation, he used manifestation for his destiny. So out of destiny, he just feel totally discarded because of he wanted to play cricket because destiny was to play cricket, and he just started manifesting about the money to become billionaire. वो कुछ नहीं, उनकी लाइफ फकअप हो जाती, वो बहुत ज्यादा टेंशन में आ जाते हैं और कुछ नहीं. And he started thinking कि what exactly life I am doing here, what exactly life I am in, मैं क्यों जी रहा हूँ ऐसी जिंदगी. मुझे I just want to play cricket, मैं कैसा भी होता. But अब रियल लाइफ बात है, अब उन्होंने क्रिकेट खेला. He is now god of cricket, even though he is not a billionaire, ultra rich billionaire, but still he created his name as a god of cricket. तो वही बात है ना कि आपकी डेस्टिनी कहाँ ले जाना चाह रही है और क्या करोगे पैसे का. लाइक शी सेड कि तुम करोगे क्या पैसे का, इतने पैसे का.
Attraction, I thought it was specifically to do with relationships, and I think it is.
No, I thought that in the
Oh.
beginning. When I first heard it, I was like, "Oh, who can I manifest
Right,
this?"
right.
But it's not.
Okay.
Because I mean,
Same,
let's face
same thing.
that is the biggest need of most people is to find love and to find
Okay, yes,
just someone in which we can confide and share our deepest heart secrets, and it almost feels like we're turning.
People like me, those who are single from last 21 years, from last 10 years, वो feel करेंगे कि how they can manifest love according to them. Like it's my manifestation if I am virgin, if I am um good person, good personality who didn't even touch alcohol or cigarettes, and I manifest that a girl like exactly same to me, who is virgin, who is didn't touch like things like cigarettes, like alcohol, don't didn't have a lot of boyfriends in her life. I think उसका जवाब देंगी. और अगर ये चीज होती है ना, तो people like me, और अगर मुझे सुन रहे हो, if you are deep in philosophy, deep in spirituality, you will feel the same thing कि how can I manifest the same partner as I am, that like मुझे जैसा पार्टनर चाहिए, क्या मेरे जैसा पार्टनर मुझे मिलेगा, how can I manifest it, और how can I manifest sorry little गले में थोड़ी सी क्या कहते हैं खराश. How can I manifest it? How can I manifest people like me, future wife or future husband like me? So let's see what's her answer.
more and more towards AI for that, and less to the
What?
love, and to find just someone in which we can confide and share our deepest heart secrets, and it almost feels like we're turning more and more towards AI for that, and less to the people around us. We struggle so much with just making eye contact with people. We're talking about it even just before we came on here, that receiving compliments is so difficult for people, receiving criticism is so difficult for people, because we find relationships so difficult. And so I guess I would love to hear your take on the next step someone can take towards manifesting a beautiful relationship.
The relationship with self. It all starts within. If I was to say any piece of advice, it would be become your own soulmate first, love yourself first,
Oh,
and the rest
okay. Same goes with it, right?
will fall
Very
into
good.
place.
Become your own soulmate
यार,
first.
I think कि straightforward answers यार. Straightforward answers. इतना straightforward पॉडकास्ट इंडिया में मुझे ध्यान नहीं कि मैंने आखिरी बार कब सुना था। प्रखर के होते हैं, हालांकि प्रखर हैज दैट वाइब्स की वो स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड बंदा है, वो स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड आंसर सुनना चाहता है, बट मुझे याद नहीं कितने स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड आंसर यार। सीधी बात, उन्होंने सीधी बात बोल दी, लाइक improve yourself, make yourself, love yourself, you will definitely gonna identify or manifest love for you. खुद को प्यार करो ना, द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग एवरीवन टीचर्स दैट कि लव योरसेल्फ। यार उन्होंने नहीं सीधी सीधी बात आंसर, सीधी सीधे आंसर क्वेश्चन दिया।
What does that mean?
Well, it was a tough question I had to ask myself, and I can't remember for the life of me where I heard this question asked. But before I manifested my partner I'm with now, I heard someone say, "Do you want to spend the rest of your life with yourself first?" And I was like,
ओके
अगर आप क्रिप्टो में नए हो तो सबसे पहले बेसिक सीखना स्टार्ट करो।
ऐसे पॉडकास्ट बनते हैं, ऐसे पॉडकास्ट बनते
जैसे
हैं।
डीफाई क्या होता है, क्रिप्टो को कैसे
क्रिप्टो विप्टो भाई कोई उठना ही नहीं चाह रहा यार। शिट मैन, मैं भी प्रयास कर रहा हूँ भाई, लेकिन दिस सोसाइटी जस्ट सो कुक्ड यार। मैं भी उसी सोसाइटी का पार्ट हूँ, मैं भी उठना चाह रहा हूँ पर नहीं उठ पाता यार। ये पैसा, ये चीज़ें बहुत अट्रैक्टिव हैं यार। बिलीव मी, ये माया तेरी बहुत कठिन है राम, बहुत कठिन है राम, बहुत कठिन है राम। बाय द वे, आई एम ट्रू बिलीवर ऑफ कबीर टू। हुआ तो कभी अपन इसी चैनल पे हिंदी में कबीर दास जी के दोहे पढ़ेंगे, उन पे रिएक्ट करेंगे, उनका मीनिंग समझेंगे, मजा आएगा।
so that was with yourself first. And I was like,
एवरी एवरी ह्यूमन जस्ट रिएक्ट लाइक दैट कि सॉलिट्यूड सॉलिट्यूड करते तो रहते, बट क्या पूरी जिंदगी तुम खुद के साथ बिता सकते हो? आंसर आएगा नहीं। सही आई।
so that was my block. It was quite obvious. And, you know, it's so easy for us to like write the list of all the qualities we want in someone and be like, I'm going to manifest this. And that's great. We want specifics, right? I write the list, it works perfectly. But ultimately,
हाँ, तो उन्होंने बता दिया है सीधा सीधा कि जो वॉट एवर यू वांट इन योर लाइफ, बट मैं ट्रांसलेट कर देता हूँ। उन्होंने बोला कि उसको लिख लो और उसको मैनिफेस्ट करो, लेकिन अब आगे भी कुछ बताएंगे। उसको लिख लो और जो भी क्वालिटीज तुमको अपने पार्टनर में चाहिए उसके लिख के राइट डाउन करके उसके बारे में आगे नहीं बताया, बस लिखने का बोला हमने अभी तक। तो मैं अपने मन से
you need
जुड़ने
to be
वाला
that
था।
list as well. Like, you can't just be like, I'm going to do nothing, I'm going to sit back. You have to be that energetic vibrational
Because it
match.
attracts like.
ओके ओके ओके,
Exactly.
तुम में भी
So
ऐसी
you have to
एनर्जीज
be the
होनी चाहिए।
vibrational embodiment of that list to
ओके,
manifest it. So, for example, I put
बॉडी मैन मीन्स कि वो एनर्जी तुम में भी होना चाहिए, वो चीज़ें, वो क्वालिटीज तुम में भी होना चाहिए। जब
like I
अगर
wanted
तुम
an
किसी चीज़ को लिख रहे हो तो लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल इफ आई एम अ प्रोक्रेस्टिनेटर और मैं कह रहा हूँ कि आई जस्ट वांट अ पार्टनर हु इज जस्ट टू वर्कोहलिक, तो वो नहीं हो पाएगा।
outdoorsy person. I was like the least
फर्स्ट बी दैट वर्कोहलिक पर्सन, देन ओनली यू कैन मैनिफेस्ट द वर्कोहलिक पार्टनर।
outdoorsy person ever to manifest it. So, for example, I put like I wanted an outdoorsy person. I was like the least outdoorsy person ever.
Yeah, how's it going to work?
Exactly.
How are you going to meet an outdoorsy person if you're always indoors?
Exactly. So there's things like that to definitely consider, but the relationship with self is so important because, like, even to just bring this as an example, I was watching Love Is Blind, the new series, and the amount of emotionally unavailable people on there, and it's so funny how people say I'm like ready for marriage, and I was one of these people a few years ago. I was like, I'm so ready to settle down, I'm so ready to find the one, Mr. Right, and I wasn't, but I thought I was, and it was only until I got into this relationship, my previous relationship, that I realized there's the work. And they shone all that work to me, all the things I had to work on. And I'm so glad they did, because now I'm a totally different person in my relationship.
Right.
And thank God, because I don't want to be carrying that into, you know, a new relationship or putting that on anybody. So definitely, I think we need to look at our side of the street. We need to heal if we feel that, you know, we've gone through some stuff in previous relationships. And just knowing that we can embody unconditional love for ourselves first with our inner child and just within ourselves to be able to, you know, show up for someone fully as well.
Yeah, it's like one thing that's ringing in my mind right now is that the grass isn't greener on the other side. The grass is greener where you water it.
Okay, good.
Usually where you water it is
advice.
where you stand. You have to start with yourself. And I love how you were making that point that first start with happiness is an inside job. Work there, figure it out. If you want something, then first see if you've got it yourself. Then the law of attraction means you're going to find it in another. I love all these points. They're really clear. Let's move into another area, finance.
Like, I have a little think about it. I have to say something about it. Just write it down. What exactly do you want in your partner? And because subconsciously you think that these are the qualities that are present in the better human being, because that is the exactly what you want in your future partner. Like, मैं ये नहीं कह रहा कि you want to attract towards the good attractive woman or attractive man, or और मैं अगर if I'm not an attractive woman or I'm not an attractive man, तो so how can we attract a attractive woman or man? वो नहीं कह रहा मैं. I'm just speaking कि अगर तुम्हें if you want to manifest any good partner, write down that list and try to be in that part of list and try to be that person who manifests other if if she or he has same list in it. Like समझे तुम कि तुमने जो लिखा है वो तुम पहले बनने का प्रयास करो. Try to be that person and अगर क्योंकि because your subconscious mind thinks that this is the thing that is a good that are the qualities of the good human being because the exactly because every human being wants a good attractive and attractive तो हटा दो एक अच्छा एक एक सभ्य एक अकाउंटेबल एक लाइफ लॉन्ग जिसके साथ आप जिंदगी बिता सको इससे पहले खुद बन जाओ उसके बाद फिर अट्रैक्ट करना और वो जो क्वालिटीज हैं अपने अंदर लेके आओ गो एंड लाइक जो भी क्वालिटीज तुम लिखो उसे ट्राई करो कि पहले तुम खुद में उतारो लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल मैं एग्जांपल देता हूँ मेरी पर्सनल चॉइस है कि मुझे आई वांट अ गर्ल विच इज क्वाइट गुड इन नेचर जिसका नेचर अच्छा हो जो बड़े लोगों से सभ्यता से बात करे ठीक है दिस इज फर्स्ट पॉइंट मैंने ये राइट डाउन कर ली अब मैं कोशिश करूंगा कि ये तो ठीक है मैं इसे मैनिफेस्ट कर रहा हूँ लेकिन अब मैं प्रयास करूंगा कि ये जो मैंने पॉइंट लिखा है कि एक एक ऐसा पार्टनर जो एक अच्छा हो और जो बड़ों से रिस्पेक्टेडली अच्छे से बात करे तो अब मैं प्रयास करूंगा कि वो मैं बनूं अगर मैं अच्छे बड़ों से या फिर अपने छोटों से मैं अच्छे से बात नहीं कर रहा हूँ तो मैं ट्राई करूँ कि मैं अच्छे से बात करूँ बड़ों से और छोटों से क्योंकि वंस यू गेट all that qualities in yourself you will see that yeah exactly this things happens अगर तुम ही खुद ही बहुत बड़े खड़ूस हो if you are that bad person totally red flag then how can you expect someone a green flag so be a green flag first if you are not a green flag try to be a green flag then only you can attract or manifest a green flag this is all I want to say तुम लिखो और वो बनने की कोशिश करो as easy as that
Finances.
Oh.
Okay, we spoke relationships. Is it the same thing with finances? Because if finances,
Oh.
you're going to find it in another. I love all these points that they're really clear. Let's move into another area, finances.
Oh.
Okay, we spoke relationships. Is it the same thing with finances? Because if by theory what we're saying is that you need to first then manifest financial wealth yourself before it comes from different areas, that might be a difficult cycle to start. It's like, what came first, chicken or the egg?
Yeah.
In Delhi NCR, every lawyer claims to be a Supreme Court
my speaking skills are like bro us yes
lawyer. That's not the case all over India, but at least
Absolutely. But I do see our finances like a relationship as well.
Ooh.
Because you need to date money as well. Like, I think we feel
I need
that.
to date money.
okay
Yeah, have a date for money. I had one last week and my partner came in. He
What
was
does
like,
that look like? Okay, yeah, go on.
I was sat in bed
Yeah.
literally like 10 p.m. and I was
Yeah.
writing down like all my different savings and all the like different, incomes I had and things like that, everything that was in the pot. And my partner was like, what are you doing? I was like, shh, I'm on my date with money. Like, I'm busy.
Wow.
And he was like, what do you mean you're on a date? And I
Yeah.
said, I'm dating money. I'm spending time with my money. I'm getting to know it. I'm nurturing it. I'm making sure it's loved. I'm making sure it's in the right places.
I think this manifestation is all about the positivity. The more you positive, the more you attract positive. Believe me, guys. Indirectly, वो यही है कि है यार positivity से बहुत ज़्यादा relation
So
है
for me, it was really
manifestation का.
important to schedule out that time. And now he just laughs when he sees me doing that. And he's like, I'm going to date money too. But
I mean, it's not so different from the Vedic perspective. Like, I come from a mantra background, bhakti background, and it talks about how, like, all of these things that we consider just to be mundane, like money is mundane, we consider it to be personalities. Like, even everything from the sun all the way to the moon and the sea and, well, money, let's talk about it, is considered to be a person. So having a relationship with that person and understanding where is that person most happy means that you're
Here, Krishna Radhika Das is simply saying कि अगर पैसा भी एक इंसान की तरह present होता तो क्या होता? उससे
attract
कैसे
more
manifest
money.
करते?
So, like, I don't know how esoteric you might be like, oh my god, this is getting really too much for me, but I'm going to go with it. So money is considered to be known as Lakshmi Devi, and
Yeah.
Lakshmi Devi is happiest when she's with her consort Narayan. So when you use Lakshmi, when you use money, that energy in the service of the Supreme, it's most happy, and in so doing, you get some in return. Like, it just
Like ये नई चीज it's quite good यार मतलब नई बात पता चली मुझे ये नहीं पता था कि अगर आप good deeds या फिर हरि नारायण विष्णु के लिए if you just invest money in that सेवा जिसको सेवा कहते हैं हिंदी में अगर तुम सेवा में पैसा डालोगे if you invest money in सेवा the लक्ष्मी माता come to your house. Like it's new thing. अच्छा लगा सुन के, like try कर सकते हैं sir.
Just becomes that natural, it becomes a reciprocation. But like how you said, a date with money makes so much sense in that context.
Yeah.
Because it means you're having a relationship with it, as opposed to seeing it as like a rock, like it's non-moving. It's an energy. It's something that is constantly changing, is constantly evolving. And by having a relationship of respect with it, that actually then turns, even if you're not okay into this whole thing of using it in higher purpose and whatnot, that's fine. But at least having a relationship
बहुत मतलब it's quite complex to understand.
with it is a great way to then be very conscious about where you're spending that energy.
I think this is the biggest problem of the spiritual person, that he just add spirituality in everything. Like she said about the manifestation, money is as a human being, money as a dater, one whom do you have to date. Guys, just a second. The call is here. Ah, yeah, let's continue. So, क्या क्या बात कर रहे थे? Yeah, the spiritual people just add everything on the, they just connect everything to the spirituality. This is the most, I think, good, even bad for the other people, those who are not spiritual, because they add spirituality in every aspect of their life. And Radhika Das is itself is a, I like his consciousness is too good. Like man, nobody has that consciousness, because अपन इस बारे में वैसे अपन बाद में बात कर सकते हैं who exactly Krishna Das is. Radhika Das is a great person, a great personality, and in front of him, the lady sitting, I think she is also a great personality, because the mental clarity she has, the way of talking, the knowledge she has, I like her too.
Absolutely. And even from like a money mindset perspective, a lot of the time people will come to me and they say, I just don't feel positively wealthy. I just don't feel like I'm good with my money. And I say to them, okay, like, what have you got? Like, what debt have you got? What savings have you got? They're like, oh, I don't know. And I'm like, well, how can you be grateful for what you have if you don't actually
Gratitude.
know what you have?
Okay.
And this happened with me with debt. When I was in debt in 2012, I was kind of like just avoiding it, because obviously I didn't want to look at it. I was like, it's with like, like what debt.
I like it. I like
be
it.
very conscious about where you're spending that energy.
Absolutely. And even from like a money mindset perspective, a lot of the time people come to me and they say, I just don't feel positively wealthy. I just don't feel like I'm good with my money. And I say to them, okay, like, what have you got? Like, what debt have you got? What savings have you got? They're like, oh, I don't know. And I'm like, well, how can you be grateful for what you have if you don't actually know what you have? And
अगर आपको पता ही नहीं होगा कि आपके पास क्या है, तो आप उसके लिए ग्रेटफुल कैसे होगे भाई? ग्रेटिट्यूड तो हालांकि अलग चीज़ है कि आपको पता है कि आपके पास क्या है, बट ये बोल रही हैं कि आपको पता ही नहीं होगा, तो आप ग्रेटफुल कैसे होगे?
this happened with me with debt. When I was in debt in 2012, I was kind of like just avoiding it, because obviously I didn't want to look at it. I was like, it's with the debt collectors. I'm just paying like whatever a month. Like I'll forget about it. But I was trying to manifest the money to become debt free, and my intention was to become debt free. But I had no idea what debt free meant. I was kind of like, yeah, I think it's like 6,000-7,000, but I didn't know exactly what it meant to be debt free. So one day, 6 months later, after feeling so frustrated that it wasn't manifesting,
just sit down and
I sat down, logged onto the debt collector's website, and there was a figure, and it was a little bit more than what I thought it was. But actually, that wasn't scary. I was like, okay, now I know the reality of my situation. I have acceptance and awareness with it. Now I know that's exactly what I need to manifest. And within 5 days, I manifested the exact amount.
Were you born between 1980 to 2000? Axis Max Life is offering customized terms.
Wow.
This is exactly she said exactly the thing that written by the Napoleon Hills in Think and Grow Rich. Exact amount. She knows the exact amount to be debt free, and he said a lot of things in Think and Grow Rich too. You have to manifest exact amount that you wanted in the specific period of time. Like she earlier said, she wanted debt free amount in 1 month. In 1 week of the time. So so she she wanted to manifest that money in that period of time, in 1 week or 2 weeks. Like same thing is mentioned in the Think and Grow Rich book too.
So it does pay to get clear, because, and it's even like when you're manifesting money, if you're saying, I want to manifest £11,000, well, what for? Where's that going? Oh,
yeah, exactly. तुम क्या return में दे रहे हो?
a holiday, renovations, whatever. We'll work it out.
Sorry. Her point is totally different.
£1,000. It does pay to get clear, because, and it's even like when you're manifesting money, if you're saying, I want to manifest £11,000, well, what for? Where's that going? Oh, a holiday, renovations, whatever. We'll work it out. Where is that going to go? How much is that holiday exactly going to cost? How much are the renovations going to cost? Like, have it clear in your mind, because the more specific you are, the more clarity the universe can reflect.
Specificness is the most important in manifestation. When I was reading the Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hills, he also said this: be specific about the amount of money you want, and within the specific period of time. Being specific is too important.
Back to you.
Right, you almost know what the door looks like in which you need to open. It's like the way I'm kind of picturing it is manifestation.
Guys, I think it's 55 till 30 minutes we just go live today. Then after that I just go, and मैं सोच रहा हूँ कि दूसरे चैनल पे लाइव चले जाऊँ और कुछ मतलब मुझे बात करनी है यार, और कुछ हिंदी में, और वो थोड़ी सी ऑफ द टॉपिक है। इस चैनल पे, ऑन दिस चैनल आई जस्ट गो ओनली लाइव for the spiritual person purpose, only for the philosophical purpose, and more in English. But on my second channel I just go live because of the thing. I have a lot of thing in my mind about the podcast culture in India. Like, I just want to roast, I just want to talk about the people, but I don't know why I just restrict myself to not create content on that basis, just because of time, just because of cat, just because of examinations, just because of college. But I just want to talk a lot about the people in India, the content creation, the podcast creation in India. Like, look at this podcast, man, the high quality, very, very high quality podcast. Like, and it contains only 2.3K likes. And I've just seen a lot of millions and the millions views content podcasts where they are talking about the ghosts, about the how can you attract the ghosts, how can you do that. Like, shit, man, quality, zero quality audience, shitty audience, those who don't understand. Like, look at this podcast. Yeah, I'm just looking first time for the podcast from the Krishna Das. Earlier, I was looking for this Joe Rogan. I'm not into the podcast, honestly, but earlier I just saw a lot of podcasts of Joe Rogan, and I just can't remember the name. Um, uh, क्या नाम है उसका यार, नाम ही भूल गया देखो. Anyways, so I've just seen only 2 or 3 English podcasts. This man, Radhika Das, is third or fourth person whom I'm looking as a podcast. So I like the quality, I like the people, I like the mental clarity of the other man. Sorry, other woman, though, who is sitting right in front of Krishna Das. But why the content creation, the podcast creation? I know there are a lot of good podcasts are also present in India, in Hindi itself, but why exactly there are more views, more likes to the content which are just shit, totally shit, जो नहीं आने वाले यार. You know कि that content is not gonna make you successful, make you earn money, but this content gonna make and can able to change your whole life totally. This content has that potential. Believe me, this content, this podcast, this kind of level of knowledge, this can definitely change your whole life. But still, they are not creating good. They because in India people are not more into the good things, because उन्हें इतनी high intellectual चीज समझ नहीं आएगी कि वो दीदी सामने वाली जो बैठी हैं, the professor whoever she is, what exactly she want to say. They don't understand. They what exactly they understand is they understand only Jyotish. Jyotish, I know I believe in Jyotish a lot. Even I'm learning it. But Jyotish se beyond bhi to yaar. Jyotish. The planets are also present in the universe. And once you connect to the universe, you will just detach from the whole the Jyotish and that point, because you just connected to the supreme thing, that is universe, in which the other planets are also connected. But in India, what they like is Jyotish. They like to watch horror podcasts. Hell यार, hell man, and I am one of it. Like, मैं हूँ उनमें से ये कि मैं भी देखता था, मैं भी ज्योतिष देखता हूँ, मैं भी हॉरर पॉडकास्ट देखता हूँ, बट चेंज तो लाना पड़ता है ना यार. चेंज प्रकृति का नियम है. लाइक, क्या थी वो कहावत, परिवर्तन ही प्रकृति का नियम है. So you have to change your mind, you have to change your deeds to understand this kind of quality content, this kind of quality podcast. So मैं 30 तक देखता हूँ, फिर हुआ तो let me add Prathamesh too for the podcast, sorry for for the podcast what I'm saying, for the other live on my different channel. बात करूंगा यार, podcast पे बात करूंगा आज.
Previously for me was really kind of vague,
Mm.
but what you've done is made it very clear, because you've outlined that first you need to become aware about what it is and very clear, because once you know what it is, then you can recognize the signs, you can recognize what doors are opening in order for you to walk through, so that you can receive the energy that you need in order to deal with this. So it's made it very, very clear and less woo-woo for me, so I'm really deeply appreciative of that.
Same.
When it comes to people who have manifested, how much of that then turns into how can I say this?
that's the only reason why you are not able to speak in English fluently. Because कभी भी अगर आपको इंग्लिश में बात करना होता है ना, तो आपको इस
एक बात नोटिस करी साइड में, सर खुद इंग्लिश में बोलते बोलते उन्होंने खुद ने हिंदी में शुरू कर दी बात करना। इंग्लिश सिखा रहा तो इंग्लिश में तो कर देते पूरा ऐड। वो उधर क्रिप्टो वाले इंग्लिश में कर रहे हैं पूरा, सर इंग्लिश सिखा रहे हो इंग्लिश में तो कर देते। अब लोगों तुम मेरे को बोलोगे कि तेरा अभी तो इंग्लिश में है चैनल, तो मैं सर थोड़ी हूँ, मैं कोई पढ़ा थोड़ी रहा हूँ तुमको, मैं तो सिर्फ ज्ञान दे रहा हूँ। अब वो इंग्लिश में दे रहा हूँ क्योंकि मुझे मेरी स्पीकिंग स्किल्स अच्छी करनी है और क्या। बाकी मैं हिंदी में भी अच्छा ज्ञान दे सकता हूँ। आई कैन डेफिनेटली गिव यू मोर नॉलेज, मोर विजडम इन हिंदी टू। लाइक I am working on English. I am working on my proficiency skills of English. That's why I am just speaking English in this channel. मैं दूसरे चैनल पे I just come live on my different channel on my native language which is Hindi, and I am proud of my language. मुझे आती नहीं, मैं कह रहा हूँ कि my English is way better than my Hindi. I know more words in English rather than Hindi. Or this is the society of India. This is the societal pressure of India. If you don't know English, you consider as the bad person. Just you consider as the illiterate person, even though you are very good. You have a great IQ. You have a good IQ. Indeed, you just consider as the bad person, illiterate person, just because you don't know Hindi. You are good. You are like, it doesn't matter how much good proficiency skills of Hindi you have. What actually matters is how much good proficiency, how much basic, even though basic English speaking English speaking skills you have. That all matters in India. Like, why dude, English is just a language. Once you understand it, I'm just speaking in English on this channel just because I just want to improve my English speaking skills. And in IIMs, in CAT, they prefer English rather than Hindi. अगर हिंदी में बोलते तो मैं definitely हिंदी में करता, मैं मेरी हिंदी अच्छी करता. But they are asking for English verbal ability in their examination. They are asking for English in their interviews. So that's the reason every person has to improve their English. Even though how much good Hindi I know, how much good proficiency in Hindi I have, it doesn't matter in India. What actually matters is English. Let's continue on the topic.
It's the same kind of greed mentality, but it's more a case of how do you avoid not becoming so egotistical? Because once you know how to do something, you can easily then just start kind of lording over and saying, I know how to manipulate this energy.
Egotistical is the word which is present in What Power Made Easy. If you want to improve your proficiency skills in Hindi vocabulary, in English vocabulary, go and read that book. He explained very well about the root words, about the vocabulary in English. How can you improve your English? I think 46, 47 or 47 or 48 session are present in that book. A little book with a great fat. Like, I'm not fatophobic, by the way, but yeah, it's very great book if you want to improve your English proficiency skills. Proficiency English vocabulary skills. And हुआ तो मैं लाइव कर लूँगा, मतलब लेट्स रीड इट लाइव टुगेदर। कर्मयोग के बाद ऐसा करते कि वर्ल्ड पावर मेडिसी उठाते हैं, अपन करते हैं, मेरी भी अच्छी हो जाएगी। मैं हालांकि आई हैव जस्ट कंप्लीटेड दैट अर्लियर, बट स्टिल वी विल रीड इट टुगेदर, ओके।
But there has to be this kind of sense of humility with it as well, I'm assuming.
Absolutely. And I feel like the universe can humble people quite quickly.
Right. If you don't humble yourself, the universe will humble you.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. True, man.
And, I feel like through different...
Right. If you don't humble yourself, the universe will humble you.
Oh, yeah. And, I feel like through different aspects of my journey, I wouldn't say I was necessarily like, I need more or anything like that. But I feel like especially around love, I feel like that's been my biggest test in my lifetime so far, especially around relationships. When manifesting, my previous relationship, I feel like the universe tested me over and over again to realize you're not the embodiment of unconditional love. Why do you want to get married? Why do you want to settle down? Why do you want this committed relationship? Because I couldn't have told you those answers 5, 6, 7 years ago, but I thought that's what I wanted.
Right.
I thought that's, but then again, that's society, and that's probably the path that a lot of people find themselves going down of, well, everyone's doing this, so I must do this. So I think a lot of the time people fall into those traps, not intentionally. Sometimes, of course, it can be, but I think a lot of the time people fall into manic manifesting, which is a term coined by Gabby Bernstein, which...
I am on that stage, to be very honest. Panic manifestation.
Honestly, it gave me so much clarity on what I was feeling.
Manifesting.
Yeah, so it's essentially the notion that when you manifest something, so you might set an intention and you manifest your desire, you're then like, what's next?
Right.
College was the most disappointing part of my student life. I walked in with hope, but what I got was outdated syllabus, complacent professors, and zero...
So instead of enjoying the view, feeling grateful, and just being like, wow, my life is so incredible, you're like
what I said. Sorry,
it gave me so much clarity.
I was texting Prathamesh Patil if he come live together with me, so that's why I just didn't listen to her.
People fall into manic manifesting, which is a term not.
Right.
I thought that's, but then again,
Guys, listen to the background. एक फन फैक्ट बताता हूँ कि ये सब्जी वाला है और ये सब्जी वाला रोज ये गाना बजाते हुए निकलता है यहाँ से ताकि लोग आएं सब्जी खरीदें लाइक क्रिएटिविटी एट इट्स पीक
society, and that's probably the path that a lot of people find themselves going down of, well, everyone's doing this, so I must do this. So I think a lot of the time people fall into those traps not through intentionally. Sometimes of course it can be, but I think a lot of the time people fall into manic manifesting, which is a term coined by Gabby Bernstein, which honestly gave me so much clarity
Gabby Bernstein करके कोई है उन्होंने ये
on what I was feeling.
Manifesting.
Yeah, so it's essentially the notion that when you manifest something, so you might set an intention and you manifest your desire, you're then like, what's next?
Right.
So instead of enjoying the view, feeling grateful, and just being like, wow, my life is so incredible, you're like, there's still a hole.
Yeah.
There's still a pit. I need to fill that pit. I need to manifest more things. And this is what actually inspired my Positively Wealthy journey back in 2019 of I'd manifested every single thing off my vision board and I was so unfulfilled. And it was the moment where I sold my first business, the money business, and the money hit my account, life-changing amount of money for me to have. And I thought, wow, this is going to set me up for life.
Yeah.
And I expected to feel different. And I sat there in my living room, transferred the money to the different accounts and different places it was going. So 10 minutes later, I had the same amount in my current account as before. And I thought, oh no, there's something wrong here. Like, I've manifested all this stuff and I still feel miserable. I still feel unfulfilled. So I felt like the biggest fraud ever. I was teaching people how to manifest their dreams. And I was like, what has gone wrong? Like, something has seriously gone wrong here. But I realized as I wrote Positively Wealthy, that it's because I had the wrong version of wealth. I thought that money and career success was my version of wealth, and it wasn't. No matter how high I got, no matter how much I earned, I still had the trauma underneath. I still had the pain. I still had the unfulfillment. So for me, I realized that actually joy was my version of wealth and love was my version of wealth. So actually, when I switched the kind of script to focusing on what I actually did want to manifest and actually what was my version of wealth, everything changed. And of course,
Change the currency.
Change the currency, exactly.
If you could say one thing, I mean, maybe it's not one thing, but maybe you had this observation because you're clearly manifesting things in your life. One thing that the world needed to manifest more than anything else, is there anything that is a clear answer for that? A general thing that say for example you became the Prime Minister today. It could happen.
I'd worry for the UK.
I'm not worried. I feel like we're going to do all right. Everything's going to be manifested. But if there was one feeling, emotion, quality that you feel, is there one quality that you feel that people in general, the mass people of the world should manifest?
Love. Unconditional love. Definitely. Love for self, love for others. I feel like if we could remove those limitations and blocks and obstacles that we build around our
dude, she's just great, yeah, great podcast, yeah. Love. This is what exactly true. I don't know why in India people don't talk about this high quality things, high intellectual things. मैं लाइव आ रहा हूँ दूसरे चैनल पे, आओ फटाक से आओ यार, अपन ये नौ अपन कल करते हैं इसको, अपन कल निपटाते हैं, मैं दूसरे चैनल पे लाइव आता हूँ, ठीक है, 10 बज रही करेक्ट, 29:51 पे अपन को 29:51 इज द टाइम। किसी और के साथ भी कराया मैंने पॉडकास्ट, spiritual leadership, my voice is only meant for Krishna's bhajan. Okay.
Our hearts built around our love for ourselves and others, I feel like the world would be a totally different place.
Yeah.
And secondly, I feel like our purpose and reasoning for manifesting would change. And I feel like for me, as I've evolved, as I've gone along my journey, as I've healed, as I've
Okay guys, so आज के लिए इस चैनल पे तो इतना ही। अगर कोई भी देख रहा है, मुझे घंटा नहीं पता कि कोई देख रहा है कि नहीं देख रहा तो मुझे फर्क भी नहीं पड़ता। मैं मैनिफेस्ट करूंगा, आई विल मैनिफेस्ट की आई विल बी द बिगेस्ट यूट्यूबर इन इंडिया, ग्रेटेस्ट कंटेंट क्रिएटर इन इंडिया, इन वर्ल्ड। बेसिकली जो मेरे दिमाग में है कंटेंट, वो तो उस हिसाब से तो वर्ल्ड में ही नंबर 1 हो जाऊंगा ना मैं। बट आई जस्ट मैनिफेस्ट अ लॉट एंड बिलीव मी गाइस, ये तो मजाक में बोला मैंने, बट मैनिफेस्टेशन हैज दैट पावर, इट कैन चेंज योर होल लाइफ, definitely it can change. That has that manifestation has that potential to change your life once you understand how manifestation works. So you will definitely see that it can definitely change your life. So भाई आज के लिए इतना ही, अपन कल करते हैं मैनिफेस्टेशन पे, अच्छे से बात करते हैं। 30 मिनट की वीडियो और बची है, 30 मिनट की मैं देख चुका हूँ, 25 मिनट की और बची है, और 1 घंटे 9 मिनट का लाइव हो गया है, और मज़ा आया यार, काफ़ी मज़ा आया। बस यार मैं चाह रहा हूँ कि जल्दी से जल्दी ऑडियंस बढ़े मेरे चैनल पे। इस चैनल पे तो अभी बढ़ने से नहीं, क्योंकि मैं 3 महीने बाद तो इस चैनल पे लाइव आया हूँ, मुझे अच्छा लगा यार काफ़ी आके। तो मैं आऊँगा, वापस से लाइव आऊँगा इस पे कल, अपन कल पूरा निपटा देंगे इसको वीडियो को। बहुत बढ़िया यार, एक नंबर पॉडकास्ट यार, बिलीव मी गाइस, मज़ा आ गया देख के। और तुम लोगों के साथ मतलब कोई मुझे पता है घंटा नहीं देख रहा, बट मेरी स्क्रीन के साथ मुझे देखने में बहुत मज़ा आया, एज़ इज़